Hi, everyone. We're here looking at the new Azure canned good products. And this has been a dream for a long, long time. I felt like, getting good canned goods has been difficult and it's been a, a hit and miss. What are we getting? And so I've dreamed of being able to do canned goods, but it was always a little bit of a stretch. So this past year, we have been able to put in several major lines of canned goods with top-notch quality products that we can be pretty proud of. So we have put in, we started out with a line of coconut products. We have some of the coconut here. The coconut milk, a lot of it, with and without Gower gum, depending on, how you feel about that, because it does make a huge difference. So we have a pretty wide line with all the different aspects of the coconut products, along with the condensed and the sweetened and all the other really cool stuff along that. That was a big project, making sure that we got top-notch product from, reputable manufacturers, because, in spite of everything, we do grow a lot of stuff here, but coconut's not one of them. We grow, hey, we don't have a big enough year-round greenhouse for coconut. So we have to get our coconut from, the tropical. Most of this coconut comes from Sri Lanka, actually. It's great quality product. So then we were looking at, some of the other canned goods that, are hard to get the right stuff. So we added in the line of fruits. So the canned pears, peaches, pineapple, all of that. And that is, the pears and peaches and stuff are U.S. product. It's canned in the U.S. The pineapple is not grown in the U.S., but it is canned in the U.S. So that has been really good. It's a tasty product. We toned down the sweet just a little bit, but it's still, it tastes really good. In fact, I think a lot better than some of the overly sweet syrups that we get. So then we moved into the tomato products. Tomatoes are, canned tomatoes and such, always traditionally your best-selling canned items. We felt like that would be an important addition, also U.S. Grown product. So we have the tomato paste, the tomato sauce, the diced, the crushed, all the most common ones. After all, it's great to have tomatoes in your soup and so on. We have not got to the salsas and stuff yet, but that is in the plans. And these are all done at different places for us, custom. Again, we don't actually have a can on Azure Farm. We do not can in cans. We do have a line to can in jars, but not in cans. So all the stuff in cans is from other companies that we're working with that are doing it to our recipe. Then we were able to move into vegetables. So we have a few corn, beans, peas. It's still canned goods. A lot of times, personally, I've most of the time eaten frozen on the vegetables, but we realized that, hey, you can't always take frozen with you. Freezers are not always there. So opening a can of green beans or whatever, and, I think I can tell the difference, but not a lot. My wife tried to trick me on that not too long ago, and to see, hey, were these frozen or canned? And she almost got me. So these are close. These are pretty close. Because it's not just mush. I think a lot of times with canned green beans and such, they're just mush. But these are done properly. We tried to get them so that they hold their form much, much better. And then we moved into the canned beans, um, the dry beans can. That's another thing. I mean, obviously, buying dry beans and making your own is always the best. But if you need a quick snack, great source of protein snack, opening a can of beans can be super convenient and super cool. And and these are labeled low sodium. They are definitely on the low sodium side, but they are not sodium free. They do have some salt in them. I've actually thought about moving into a line. I've had several people request moving into a line that's fully seasoned. So we may be doing that down the road, but that's a little bit bigger of a project because we get all the seasonings just figured out just right, and doing it one pot at a time and doing it en masse isn't quite a one-to-one recipe change. So we will look at that in the future. But for right now, we do have all the canned beans. If they're not quite salty enough for you, it's always easy to add a little salt, or in my world, I add coconut aminos. That's my way of seasoning up beans that I don't think are quite salty enough, which that's the case with these. I put a little coconut aminos with it, and it has gives it that, brings out this flavor, makes it pop like salt, but at the same time, has some richer flavor. So that's just me. Everyone's a little bit different on their thoughts on that. But we're so these, one of the cool things, and then we have the pumpkin puree. So that's kind of stand by itself, but it seemed like we were having trouble getting pumpkin puree certainly in a big enough can to make a good pumpkin pie. This is 28 ounce, good size. One of the things I wanted to point out is on these cans was one of the first things that came out with the new label style that we have. And I think the new label style I'm pretty excited about, because it brings out a little bit more, and it's more down to the farm. This photo that's on the top of this was actually taken only a couple hundred yards from my house on Azure Farm. And it represents what we stand for. Because remember, healthy food from healthy soil brings a healthy body. And we want to give the very best that we can, and portraying that on the label, it's a step in the right direction. It doesn't make healthier products necessarily to have the label, but it's portraying that and showing you that, hey, we are paying attention to that, and we do. And truthfully, on the back end, we have for a long, long time. In fact, the farm is where it all starts. The farmer is the guardian of the nation's health, and we want to take that seriously, and we want that to be passed through on all the Azure products. So canned goods, something that keeps, something that's, a big part of, feeding a healthy family, in addition to the dry bulk products that we've been selling for a long, long time. So I just wanted to point that out to make this a very clear direction. So thank you, everybody, and make it a great day.